Hey Cactus Club, it's Casey, nail tech and entrepreneur. Today we're going to do a chrome bow nail tutorial. Before we get started, I'm going to let you watch me clean my very messy nail desk while I tell you about a giveaway that I'm doing here on this channel. I'm only semi-embarrassed over the state of this nail desk because I know everyone's gets out of hand every once in a while, and I've been trying to create a lot of content lately, so it is what it is. All right, free nail product. Did you know that right now, every week, I'm giving away a Painted Desert product to one lucky subscriber? That's right. Just by being subscribed to this channel, you're automatically entered into my giveaway. Winners are going to be announced in each week's video. Yes, I'm going to try to put out a new video each week. I've really been trying to grow this YouTube channel. Check the video description below for the contest rules. Stay subscribed because I will continue to pick a new winner until the foreseeable future. I really want to keep this going at least the rest of the year. Let's see how many products that we can give away. Make sure you have your notifications turned on so you don't miss out if you're the next winner. Okay, Chrome bow nail tutorial. Here's the thing. Back when I first launched products with Painted Desert, I actually did sell chrome, but that was before like Haley Bieber glazed donut nails and everything was popular. So they just didn't sell. And honestly, I don't even know where the box of product is that didn't sell. It's somewhere in our warehouse being stored. I know that's really bad, but it is what it is. But I've been testing out some new chromes and we're going to hopefully launch them soon on the website. Definitely check back later to see when they do launch. I did start this tutorial with a little gel application, a little gel extension application. Now, I'm not going to go into it in depth and explain because right here, you might notice that I am doing a pop-off type of application so that I can easily take this nail off later. I didn't apply the base foundation before I applied the nail. I just really quickly actually have no prep done underneath the nail. Okay. And just a quick reminder for safety, I'm flash curing, but always fully cure your gel extensions. All right, let's get started. I am featuring today Color Base 135. Now, if you're in the EU, you can try our new Cactus Jelly base in Cover Me Up. It's a very similar shade of pink, but this is available on the US site. Now, when we're laying foundation, you want to make sure that you have a really even coat. Okay, I like to first go in and kind of scrub a base layer on the nail really thin, but just make sure it's really in there. And then I take a little dollop on the end of my brush and I push a little product towards the top and then I kind of float it down the nail. If I feel like I didn't get quite enough product on there, I might add a little bit more, but I want to concentrate it on the center of the nail. Why? Because I don't want to drag too much to the edges and make it look too bulky. Let's bring in this is my 9mm liner brush. Now, here's a little close up of what I'm doing here because it looks like I'm just like poking around. But if you want to rewind and recheck that out, there was a fuzz and here is a bubble in polish in the base coat. So really stinks, but I either get it out with a brush or you can use a tool or an implement to kind of pop those bubbles if you happen to get them. I love using a thin liner brush like this to get really close to my cuticle line and make it look very seamless and to drag the product very, very lightly to the edges. So again, it doesn't look too bulky, but looks nice and even. Matte top coat. I think this is a must if you're doing any kind of chrome application, isolated chrome anyways. Now, I suggest a few things when using matte top coat. You want to have a nice thin layer, but not too thin. Okay, you don't want to make it too thick. It needs to be, I'm doing first a really thin layer and then kind of floating a little bit over the top to make it nice and even and not streaky. That is the key. You don't want streaks in your matte top coat. Make sure it's mixed really well and that you're curing it all the way. Okay, and it's got a really good even layer. Should like look like this when it's done. Another tip, of course, is to make sure that you cover absolutely every piece that you do not want the chrome to stick to. Moving on to the One Step Black, another new product that we just launched. Okay, so when I say one step, that means you could potentially use this as a base, color, and top coat in one. Now, I learned that black under chrome is like the must for making your chrome really, really pop. Now, when I did these bows, I started with this little swoopy X in the middle. And for the actual loop parts, I am actually doing the top. I'm like swooping my brush around the top and the bottom separately because I cannot make a nice little circle or loop in one swoop. Okay, I have to do the top and the bottom. Anytime I do circular shapes, I try to do that because I just find that it goes much smoother when I do the top and the bottom meet in the middle because otherwise my brush can get your brush can kind of fall off to the side or get a little out of hand. So when you're doing curves, don't feel like you have to take it all in one swoop. Do them separately. Do the top portion and the bottom portion separately. You'll find that it's just the easiest way to do any kind of round shape. And if you need to make it a little bit thicker, you can go back over. My 9mm liner brush is super thin, so when you need to do something a little bit thicker like this, you can just add a little bit more product, kind of thicken it out, which I really wanted to make sure that you can see obviously the bow and it's not too thin. Now I'm flash curing with the flash cure lamp just to set those loops in place so that when I do the little ribbon pieces at the bottom, they don't mess up my loop bows because that would really stink, right? All right, so when we do the ribbons, I just kind of make a little squiggly line. Again, I have to go back over it a couple of times just to make sure that it's thick enough because this brush can do very, very fine lines. It is one of the best feedbacks that I get from customers is that it is such a thin liner brushes. All of our liner brushes are super thin like this. So we have a 5mm, 9, and 12mm liner brushes, and they're super, super thin, great for line work, but you can also thicken lines up, obviously, like I'm doing here. And I just want to make sure, like I said, that it's thick enough for the chrome. And you want to make sure that you're also loading your brush up properly too. Make sure that you have enough gel in the brush and it is pulled through the bristles properly so that it flows nicely and you get enough coverage. And then you're going to fully cure for the full 90 seconds in the lamp. I'm using just a little applicator sponge to apply, and I probably put a little too much chrome on the sponge. That's okay, but look at all that chrome. That's honestly, it's a waste. I shouldn't have used so much. But I really want to try to focus on putting it just on the ribbon portion. Look at all that. That was way too much. You just need a tiny bit when you're doing such thin work here. Now I flipped over the sponge to use the part that didn't have any chrome on it, and I'm just really lightly dusting off all of that excess because again, I used too much chrome. Okay, don't waste your chrome guys, just you don't need that much. Now the other thing that you could do is take like a makeup sponge and wipe down to remove that excess chrome, or use a really good like dusty brush to dust off that chrome. That actually would get the chrome off better than what I'm doing here and showing you. And I actually went back and, removed a little bit more. But at the bottom, I saw that I didn't get that matte top coat on the edge all the way. So some of the chrome was sticking. So what you want to do if you get some of that chrome sticking in a spot that you don't want, you could take a brush or a little wipe with a tiny bit of alcohol to remove that section that got the chrome on it that you didn't want. Just know that if you get it on that ribbon, you got to re-chrome the ribbon. Okay. Now to seal it, I just use our glossy top coat to get a nice, beautiful seal. And there we have it. I love this so much. I'm definitely going to do a full set. This would make such cute press-ons too. Okay, I was going to film a different kind of outro, but this is, can't get any better than this, right? Yeah, so I hope that the Chrome bow nail tutorial was helpful, and if you have any questions, definitely leave a comment below and I will try to answer them. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.